options if you pardon the non-deliberate pun here. Well and truly open on that one.
Maybe less critical for a team like that as well at the back. But yeah, it's going to be. Some teams will make mistakes, I'm sure, because of the long lead-up time that you have
just before Christmas. That's when the teams have to decide. It's 14 weeks before a flyaway race, and it's 8 weeks before a European race.
Obviously, Ted was talking about people getting up early in the UK to watch and people at the teams, but people back at the factories for Melbourne, they suffer jet lag just like we do. They're working, they have to be there. They're running simulators and all sorts, the strategy teams and pretty much everybody that has an influence on this dash as well. All the green and blue lights on. The shift lights were still working as normal, but then when he was out of the range, it still had some kind of warning lights on. Just it didn't look right. It didn't look normal anyway. You wouldn't run around with the lights on like that. Maybe the car's in some kind of different mode or whatever. But yeah, there's no virtual safety car. It was almost as if you're in that kind of situation where the driver had warning lights on.
Here he comes into the pits. And ends FP2 the same way FP1 ended, with the fastest time. Nico Hulkenberg from Force India, 4/10 down on Hamilton. Carlett, a little bit of handfulling in the wet, but he was certainly making the best of the conditions. Raikkonen, Ricciardo and Sainz completed the top 5. McLaren, I think, will be quite happy. They're only a second behind with both Fernando Alonso and with Jenson Button. And we saw no times at all from Bottas, from Massa, from Palmer, or from Magnussen. And a really frustrating session where the weather sadly won, and the rest of us, well, we'll have to come back tomorrow and see who truly is the fastest in the dry.